I'm going to be walking through Codecademy. Specifically, this is like a intro course, learn how to code. And this is the very, very, very first step. In fact, frankly, a lot of people can just skip this step when you're trying to teach yourself to code according to my 8-week coding curriculum. And I'm also going to be trying out using an intro for the first time. So let's see if this works. Wow. My face is still here. All right, was that cool? I think I really fucked that up. Okay. So yeah, here's the curriculum. And this is on my website after econ. And Codecademy. The very first thing you do is this Code Foundations course. So do you need Pro? I'm not using a Pro account, as you can see. I think for most of your career, you will not need a Pro account. When you're starting out, you might want a Pro account just so that you can earn the certificate, show it to an employer, and say, hey, I got this certificate. And once you earn those certificates, you don't need to maintain the Pro account. And you still get to keep the certificates you've already earned. You just won't get awarded new ones. It also does not prohibit you from taking a bunch of courses. They just won't give you a certificate when you take the courses. So for me, where I'm at, I like to take some courses on occasion. I don't really care about having the certificate at this point because I'm already a professional programmer. Frankly, I'm like a senior programmer. At this level, they're not really worried about certificates. They are going to be like technically grilling you, and they want you to know the stuff, however you got there. At the junior level, you might not know the stuff, and it might be okay. You might be able to get away with a certificate. So the very first thing Codecademy would say is take this Code Foundations to like figure out your career path. Now this you can see is the paid one. I will also say that I think everyone should start with web development. And I have a video on this on my YouTube channel. Let's see if I can find it for you real quick. Hopefully put the link in the description. Web technologies. I think it's like 5 reasons. Yep. 5 reasons to learn web technologies first. All right, and then on my blog as well, I think there might be. Let's search. Well, I mean, this curriculum states that we're going to be learning web technologies. I should probably update this page and include a link to that. But I also think I have a whole separate article. Okay, I can go through this later. All right, yeah, it might just be the video. So, I think we're going to want to go web development. So a lot of people can just skip this step, but this will be kind of the thing that people do. If they really don't know, they'll come here first. So I can't click into this course directly. It's trying to make me sign up. But what I want to show you is that a lot of these courses you can get for free anyway on the Codecademy website. So let's suppose what will you learn is actually referring to specific courses that you're going to be taking. So let's actually search for this introduction. I'm going to search here. And it doesn't show up. Okay, so that's not actually a course that you can get for free. But let me backspace a bit and search. Now I see Code Foundations is a career path search result. And I see Learn How to Code is a course search result. Well, Learn How to Code, that was the very next thing on the list. So it's almost like when I searched for blue, the result blue doesn't show up. Like, where is this word in here? It's not in there. Why is it turning up? Because it's almost like you can search for a Codecademy path and get course results, and that's exactly the case. So what I'm actually searching is Code Foundations, which is this whole group is under Code Foundations. Every path this is called a path when you complete it. If you have a pro account, you'll get a cert at the end of it. If you don't have a pro account, fine, but you still did the courses, right? I think that's mostly what matters. So every path will have an intro. And I think you need the pro account to see that intro, but I don't think the intro matters. The rest of the courses can be found individually, and many of them are free. Not all of them are always free, but Learn How to Code in particular is free. So that's what we'll be doing today. But just to give you a preview, like I said, I think you should be doing web development. Now, this Foundations is giving you an overview, and it's not technical, of all of these paths. Okay, so when you're done with this, you're going to say, oh, I want to do a computer science path, web development path, data science path. And those are actually different paths. This path is like a starter path. That's why I said a lot of y'all can just skip it if you're with me, that we should just dive into web development. So let's go back to the search and type in web development. See at the top, web development is a career path. Well, and here comes some courses. So let's actually look at the web development path. And here, here's that path. And what will we learn? Well, here are the courses. There's a lot more lessons here because this actually has some meat and potatoes in it, right? It's not just a high-level overview like the other one was. Well, the first thing that you're going to learn for web development is HTML. And then you're going to learn CSS and JavaScript. These are like the three things you need to really get started coding. Codecademy or not, those are just the things you need. Well, there's 41 results. Well, if I scroll down a little bit, Learn HTML is right there. I'm not really sure what is their sorting algorithm. Why is it down there? It doesn't appear to be alphabetical. It doesn't appear to be the order it shows in the course. I don't know. But this is just a further case that I can search the path and get the course result. I can also, if I don't want to scroll through however many results, I can just put the course here and it comes right up. Okay, so that's another free one. A bunch of these guys are free. Some of them are premium, but I'm here to tell you a lot of the premium ones you just don't need. To get your foot in the door as a junior. Okay, these are helpful skills eventually. Like SQL. SQL is nice to have, but if you're a junior front-end developer, you might not need SQL. You almost certainly don't need to know how to build a persistent API. Okay, a lot of this other stuff is really good. It'd be nice. I almost want to say this stuff is optional too. It's really nice. It's really nice to know this stuff. But if you know React, even if you don't really know the command line, you can probably get a junior job. But if you want to play it safe rather than sorry, go ahead and knock them all out. And as I say, if you really want to play it safe rather than sorry, don't just take the courses, get the certificate on top, get a person to recommend you. So whenever I mentor, first of all, I'm going to get a pro account for my mentee. I'm going to have them complete a path, and I'm going to have them complete 1 or 2 independent projects. At the end of the day, they will know what they're doing, first of all. They will have some certificates, second of all. I'm going to make them take Pluralsight Skill IQ, okay, as well. And third, they will have a personal recommendation from me, a referral. With those 3 ingredients, you're doing a lot better than you would be doing with just 1 or 2 or 0 of those 3. Okay, so into the course. Oh, and you can email me if you're interested in that. You can email me, john@afterecon.com. Here's my about page, john@afterecon.com. And you can just mention that you're interested in the mentorship program. It's pretty new. I haven't put together a website for it or anything. I've just got a few people learning from me. I will probably be formalizing it more in the future. So let's start. And here's the thing. It says it's going to take 6 hours. I don't think it takes 6 hours. That's part of the motivation for doing this. I might have to do a second video. I'm probably going to have to do a second video because I have a meeting in 10 minutes. So I'm probably going to have to do a second video. But I think if you add up all the time for this video and all the time for the next video, it'll be substantially less than 6 hours. Yes, it's true that I'm already a professional programmer, and that's part of the reason. But I also just think those estimates are conservative to begin with. Very cool. What is programming? Programming is everywhere. Whoa, it's all around us. Some of the theoretical stuff you can really get carried away, and that's kind of why it helps to focus on a specific use case. So if I say, I care about building websites and web applications, most of the world of theoretical computer science and programming is now irrelevant to me, and it goes out the window. And I don't have to waste my time studying and knowing all that stuff. So yeah, programming is all around us, smart cars, Tesla, whatever, cell phone apps. I'd recommend you pick one and not try to understand the whole ecosystem, blocking yourself from getting started. Professionals don't understand the whole ecosystem. How many people are learning to code? A lot. How many jobs are available? A lot. Put simply, programming is giving instructions to a computer. I love that. Very well said. Try and get Cody to draw a square. Up, left, down, right, up, run. Boop, 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 boop. Sweet. Nailed it. Yeah, that's a cute exercise. It's like a very, very, very basic form of coding. Yeah, love it. I know what programming is, but what's coding? Actually, this is a good distinction. Yeah. So you could say that this is a program, but what code is this? This isn't JavaScript. You're using a GUI editor. Yeah. So I think that's fair. This is programming, but it's not coding. A written language that a computer can understand. Absolutely. Love it. Some old shit. I don't care about that. When people bring up that stuff, that's one of the ways you're really going to waste your time. So, yeah. Keep your eyes on the prize. Draw inside the box. What the fuck was the point of that? Oh, just the fact that it did it so many times. Okay, great. Computers are really fast. Thanks. Let's learn about variables. Maybe you're familiar with the term math variable. Right, you should be. Hopefully you know math. Like 2x equals 4, x equals 2. 2x equals 6, x equals 3. Those are math variables. And I do think if you have a good grasp of math variables, you have a good grasp of programming variables immediately, at least for like numeric data types. Strings are a weird one. Booleans aren't that weird. If you get the 1-0 idea, on or off, it's pretty much a Boolean. Those are data types. With variables, we can start using an important programming tool, repetition. Absolutely. Okay, great. Imagine you're building a game using tiles with different patterns. Okay. Tiles need to be placed in the following order. First row. Okay. Grass, rocks, grass. Forest, rocks, forest. Rocks, grass, rocks. In each box, type the terrain that should go in the accompanying tile. In each box. Okay, wait, hold on. Are you literally asking me to do this? Dude, oh, come on, man. I hope this is helpful for somebody. Because I'm kind of like, what's the point of this? Okay, next. The reason we use variables is they allow us to easily reuse values in a different part of our code. That's right. Absolutely. This is the juice. I don't want to have to type this thing over and over. So I use a variable. Yep. What if the variable name is longer than the values it stores? It still has a point. If the variable name is longer than the value it stores, first of all, it can communicate meaning. So I can give you a long English name, and it's going to mean something, unlike this thing. What is that? I don't even know. Maybe if it was a variable and it was called speed of light, I would go, oh, that's why it's useful. It's a variable for the speed of light. And that's right. While it's sometimes faster to initially hardcode values, in the long run, you'll run into trouble. And the real trick there in the long run, what's happening in the long run, if you have to write it over and over. So if it is a one-off, you actually can totally get away not using a variable, or not using a variable, if it is a one-off. But if you're going to use that speed of light in multiple calculations, yeah, then put it in a variable. Okay, I kind of like their exercise after all. Yep. See, they put variables there. Yeah. Makes sense. Great. Did variables make this more efficient? Kind of. I think it would be better to call this variable grass instead of terrain 1. But yeah. You can see how it's like, boom. Hold on. Yeah. Sorry. I fill out multiple in one step when I do that. That's the point of a variable. Love it. What about changing the value of a variable? We could easily switch out the value. I think I just did that, right? Switch to grass and forest. Swap them around. Boom. They got a ton of them. This is awesome. All right, good job, Codecademy. You're not letting me down. Town everywhere. It's one big town. What about forest everywhere? No. Now that you know a bit about variables, let's code some ourselves. We create or declare a variable by giving it a name and setting it equal to a value. Love it. In the editor, we've written out an example. Declare a variable called 2. Set 2 equal to rocks. Okay. Run the code. Boop. Whoa. Now try replacing all the values. I kind of get the point here. Well, let's just do 3. Desert. What the fuck? Wait. Oh. I meant to hit run. I think I hit the wrong button. 3. Desert. Run. Yeah! Looks like Texas. Love it. Okay, next. Review. I like how Codecademy puts it into bite-sized chunks. Whoa, you don't even know how crazy it is that they're using S3 right here. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that. Oh, look, I got lesson completed variables. How long did that take me? It hadn't been 15 minutes, has it? I don't know. So I can knock out a lesson. You can knock out a lesson in 15 minutes, I feel like is a good rule of thumb, depending on the lesson, but yeah. Quiz. I don't have quiz. That's another reason to get pro. I don't really think it's needed. You can have a portfolio on GitHub, and you're going to be using variables. So that's better than a quiz. The point of a quiz is to validate your learning. Validated learning is awesome. But a portfolio is a better source of validated learning because it validates it to yourself as well as to a third party. And that's what we care about. We want to tell your potential employer, I know what I'm doing. I wonder, maybe Code, and I think Codecademy gets a lot of this. I wonder if the quiz results are on your profile. I'll have to investigate that. All right, anyway, I'm going to wrap it up for today, and I'll see you in the next video where, unless I get interrupted by someone, I'm going to try and knock out the whole rest of the thing, even if it's a 4-hour-long video, whole rest of the thing for the Learn How to Code Foundations thing, and then in the part 2 of this.